Okay, my beautiful friends, it is Monday. I wish we had one more day off, but we don't. So let's get back to work here. So, Monday, March 1st, 2021. Let me set the scene for you here. And there's a few things that we clearly need to pay attention to. Number one, stock futures are higher across the board. Dow Jones Industrial Average futures are up over 300 points. Okay, the market just dropped nearly 1,000 points last Thursday and Friday. So what do we got here? Generally, and this is, just generally, when the stock market drops like that, of course you can get a little bounce here. This does not mean whatsoever that this sell-off is over. All of this right now is still about the 10-year yield and the dollar. Look, we've watched a pretty amazing phenomenon occur lately. That is this spiking of the 10-year yield. That's what I focus on all the time. That's what traders focus on, the 10-year yield. That is the benchmark. So, stock futures being higher right now, it doesn't tell me anything, all right? I believe we need to keep our eye on that 10-year yield. It will dictate to us where the market is going to go. Right now, again, I covered this yesterday in my Markets and Look Ahead. I had said that I thought there was the possibility or the chance that we would see the 10-year yield stabilize. If in fact it stabilizes, it stays where it is or within a small range, the market more than likely will gain here. But again, we got to watch the dollar. The dollar is stronger right now. These gains in the futures will disappear in the blink of an eye if that 10-year yield creeps up. So again, we all watch the stock market, but it's more important to focus on the debt market. What do we know is going to happen? Okay. The Federal Reserve at one point is going to take control of the yield curve. All right. They're not losing control of anything. And that is the narrative from the mainstream financial channels. Oh, the Fed is losing control. Fed is losing control. No way. The Fed is losing control to gain control. If the Fed sees that 10-year yield continue to spike or the yield curve itself getting bent out of shape here, they will institute yield curve control because that's what they want to do. Everything is about more control. The digital dollar that will be coming out eventually, more control. So if we know the game, we can play it better than they can. So again, for those of you out here are looking for a direction in the market, all you got to do is focus on that 10-year yield and the dollar. And I set this all up for you on my website, traderschoice.net, top of the second page. Now, there is another part of this unholy trinity, and that is crude oil. Crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. They will prop it up through any manner that they need to do. If they need to bomb a refinery, sink a ship, cause unrest in the Middle East, that's what they will do. So you need to keep on crude oil as well, and that too is right on my website for you to look at, top of the second page. All kinds of free stuff there for you. Take advantage of it. All right, so anyway, like I said, we got a stock market here poised for gains at the open. Okay, big freaking whoopee-doo. Watch that 10-year yield today. Watch that dollar today. Watch crude oil. Crude oil is getting a bit higher right now pre-market. Bitcoin right now, over 48,000. Crypto's catching a bid. Gold is higher. Silver's higher. Again, I told you, crude oil is higher. Okay, let's watch this. Let's see this setup here. Let's see what they're going to do. All right, we understand, again, there is an underlying mechanism here, and that is the Fed wants to issue yield curve control. Period, the end. So are they going to allow the 10-year yield to spike again, which will put pressure on equities? Look, they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to do it today. Maybe they're going to allow the debt market to stabilize a little bit here. But the name of this game is for the central banks to vastly inflate. That's their goal. Again, go look at the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, people. Whatever search engine you use, just put in Federal Reserve balance sheet. Go look at it. It's super hyper parabolic. This is going to continue. This is what they want. Central banks around the world are the government, okay? And their goal is to own it all. Own it all. Become the lender and buyer of last resort. You know this. I say it every freaking day. But it seems that people don't know what's happening, because you know why? The mainstream media, the mainstream financial channels, they don't cover any of this. You're not allowed to know what's going on. It's the distractions. It's the misinformation. It's the propaganda. You know, speaking of all that, today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be on live with Alex Jones. I think it's band video or something along those lines. Just find it. I'm going to be ready for this one. And I think most of you out here loved the last time I was on that show. And I think it's going to be even better today. I'm going to touch on things, everything I can possibly think about, to allow people to understand what's really going on around them, what this is really leading up to, people. This is some kind of a thing that we are caught in. Again, we are not even living in present time. Everything we're seeing right now is the effect of a cause that was put into motion years ago. Nothing here is by accident. It's all by design. Once you understand that you're being used as a pawn in a game, it'll all become clear to you. It'll all become clear to you. It's just most despicable, sickening freak show in the history of humanity, in the history of the universe. It's unbelievable. It really is. Anyway, people, look. Today is the first of every month. I ask you to step up and support my work. If Greg is doing a good job, you think I'm an okay guy, whatever it might be, I'm going to ask you humbly to support my work. In the description of this video is a link. Please click on it, and if you are so inclined, send me just $5. Just $5. That's all I ask for. And we will keep this thing going. All right, look, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. Please consider supporting my work. And I'll see you on the Alex Jones Show. And then later on, I'll see you for my post-market wrap-up. I'm out of here.